Howdy, this is the Son of Nero, and welcome to my first ever video! This video is going to be talking about two subjects that are very touchy. My top 5 favorite unpopular games, and my top 5 least favorite popular games. Keyword, favorite, implying that this is entirely my opinion, which will undoubtedly differ from yours. Also, I'm dropping some rules, particularly the play before place rule, as there will at least be 2 entries on this list that I haven't played. Also keep in mind, spoilers will be present. If I offend you in any way by talking about this, I'm sorry. Now I know what you're thinking, didn't the Autark do this already? To which I say, yes, but none of these will mirror Alex's choices, so hope you enjoy these content. I'm gonna save you guys the trouble of nuking me right now. Not only because I'm talking about this game, which has been done enough already, but because I'm talking about this game in a positive way. Alright, here goes. Sonic the Hedgehog. Ow! What was that? Oh, the viewer think I'm talking about the... No. I'm talking about this one.
Oh God! Why didn't anybody tell me?
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played Sonic 06. All of the complaining I hear about Sonic 06 though is directed at one thing, Princess Elise. Yes, she existed as a plot device, yes, she contributed nothing to the interaction between the characters, and yes, she ruined the childhoods of many a Sonic fan, myself included. But you know what? I still don't hate her. I tolerated her enough to mention her in one of my Sonic crossovers, which got really popular. But that's beside the point. If I eventually get the chance to play Sonic 06, I seriously hope there's more promise than just Elise, because if there aren't... Personally, I don't know anyone besides myself who's ever played The Warlines with You. I only ever met one guy who showed that he liked the game, and I'm probably never going to see him again. The Warlines with You is about antisocial 15-year-old Neku waking up on the streets of Shibuya with no memory of getting there. He's suddenly thrust into the Reaper's game, where he has to open up to other players or be erased, meaning he won't be able to live again. The entire game takes on 21 missions, a new partner for every 7. You have Shiki, Neku's first partner and his second entry fee, Feet, the inside-out Oreo of the group with serious issues, and Joshua, the only living member of the main cast, and, as it turns out later in the game, the guy in charge of all of Shibuya. So I must ask, why haven't more people played this yet? They like Final Fantasy, they like Kingdom Hearts, this is the same dang company! Neku and his friends even made cameos in Dream Drop Distance! Seven years prior to the events of Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, the original Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, lost his license to defend in the court of law. So fans of the AA series looked over it like it was nothing, to which I reply, bull. The same basic gameplay is applied to this game, with a few new twists like scientific application, evidence investigation, etc. The story follows Apollo Justice and Trucy, Phoenix's adopted daughter of Zachary, who, as it turns out in the final case of the game, was the first victim of the game, as they try to find out why Phoenix presented forged evidence 7 years ago, and, if possible, put whoever was responsible in their place. At the very end of the game, they make a discovery, that Christoph Gavin, Apollo's original mentor, was the one who gave Phoenix forged evidence just to ruin his life and Zach's, unintentionally ruining those of Trucy and Vera Masham in the process. And that is why, despite having a Disney character with that name, my son will never be named Christoph. Clavier? Maybe. Robin is also a maybe. Christoph? No. I just have to say, I never thought that a Zelda game would make it on a list like this. Now I have one friend who I know for sure liked Skyward Sword 2, so that prevents it from getting any higher, because I know that there are people out there who like this game. The story is not the best, but it kept me on my toes. The gameplay, where you control Link strikes with the position of the Wii Remote, That was hard, but I enjoyed it. The only other thing that keeps me from putting it any higher is the ending, which retcons the entire events of the game. At the end of the story, Link goes back in time and kills the Catalyst, Demise. This happened thousands of years before the game, so why didn't this cancel out any of the events of the game? Number 1 is just a sad entry. Not just because I hardly know anyone who knows of this series, but because they are beautiful. I may have only played 2 games, but that made me want to play more of them. If you're watching this and love the Tales series, I'm there with you. Though I only played Tales of the Abyss, for 3DS of course, and Symphonia 2, I loved them. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World, centers on a boy whose parents were killed by the protagonist of the first game, Lloyd Irving. A few minutes of gameplay later, and Emil meets Richter, who will eventually hate his guts and want him dead for killing his friend. Yeah, I'm confused too, and I actually finished the game. Just find it and play it. Tales of the Abyss focuses on the amnesiac son of a duke, who, until the game's opening, was locked up in his home for his safety. And for the first few hours of gameplay, I did not like him. Then he finds out why he doesn't remember anything, which I think is a good plot twist. Now, for the gameplay. When you come in contact with an enemy, you have to fight it on a field. That part is obvious. But these are not RPGs, that I can tell by combat system. You can roam around the field with your allies, and as easily as you dish out the paint. The special moves, arms, are as unique to each other as the character using them. These games are just, for lack of a better word, unique. And the music. Good God and heaven alive, the music. It may be J-pop, but I bought Orbital Period by Bumper's Chicken just for the song Karma, which opens Tales of the Abyss. So why do I only know a couple of players? The other 5, on the other hand. Shin Megami Tensei is a weird series, but for this list, I'm only counting number 4. 2 reasons. 1, it scares me. 2, I've only played number 4. There are many aspects of Christianity that are present in this game, such as Gabriel and Lilith, and maybe even Lucifer. I haven't gotten that far yet. It asks a very strange question simply by existing. What if everything you believe in, everything you were taught since you were a little kid, contradicted everything that was real? Yet despite this disturbing plot, this game's setting, which is a mile above Tokyo, I kept coming back to it. In fact, very recently I found a cutscene where the home of the main characters, Flynn, Walter, Jonathan, and Isabeau, is destroyed. If that's not heavy, I don't know what is. Walter acts as the spirit of chaos. Flynn is the main character's default name. Jonathan is the spirit of order, and Isabeau is just the 4th protagonist. There's really nothing special about her. Each of them hails from the eastern kingdom of Mikado, which is, as stated before, a mile above Tokyo, the inhabitants of which have been called the Unclean Ones. Tokyo, not Mikado. May God's wrath never result in this world, ever, ever, for any reason, ever, ever, ever again. The music is very bland, whether in Naraku, the home of demons, Tokyo, the home of the Unclean Ones, or even Mikado. You will get tired of it. I know I did. Fighting games are a weird genre for me. Instead of going around knocking enemies senseless while choosing which enemy to focus on, using all of the abilities you have, the game chooses a boss for you, you have no choice but to fight for the entire game, and then you move on to the next boss. Basically, one fighting game is a huge boss rush. So yeah, I'm not just putting one on here, I'm putting every single one on here. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, sorry, wee dude. I just don't like fighting games. I got the free edition of Killer Instinct on Xbox One. I found it very hard to use. Let me start this with a quote from Death Battle, specifically Boomstick.
Oh man, here comes the rage from the God of War fan.
I don't like God of War. No, I haven't played it. Yes, I know what the story is, basically. No, I don't care that it's Greek mythology. I like Greek mythology. I started to get into it when I read Percy Jackson and the Olympians. These games are not those books. The immortal blood is not gold, the Hydra's heads do not grow back, the beat-em-up style is okay, I guess, but I only ever like 2 series of beat-em-ups, those being Kingdom Hearts and Devil May Cry. This game is just not for me. No More Heroes is a touchy decision for me. For one thing, actually letting this game onto their console was a step in the right direction for Nintendo to get more mature audiences to play Wii. That said, I don't enjoy playing it. I ultimate rage quit the game for a while when I got to the 6th ranked assassin. It was fun for a while, but it lost the fun when Travis was getting blown up by Holly Summers. Speaking of explosive games, people are gonna kill me for putting these games on this list. In fact, let me save you the trouble.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Here we go again. I know what you guys are thinking. What the heck? How could this happen to one of my all-time favorite games? To which I reply, Pokemon isn't number 1 because I think it's bad. In fact, I enjoy playing them and look forward to each new generation that comes out. I like the gameplay, the music, and the characters, but that's where I think it should stay. However, fans of the series do not agree and would rather study Pokemon religiously. I'm not kidding! There is a Pokemon religion! What the? This is only number 1 because of the fan base. What fan base do you know of that makes a religion out of a digital fossil? It's just a video game, a form of interactive artwork for the enjoyment of gamers. It's not to be taken as seriously as a religion. I'm the Son of Nero, and... Hello?